This is a really easy question, but it's phrased in such a way and the answer choices are such that they're going to try to manipulate you, right? So how many solutions exist to the equation above? What many you're going to do robotically is just solve for x, right? So you're going to subtract 4, you're going to get 6 is equal to 2x, divide by 2, x is 3. But that's not what they're asking. So C is kind of setting you up for that. Like it's trying to get those wires crossed between how many solutions there are and what is the solution. I don't want the solution itself. I want to know how many there are. There's one, we just found it. So that's it, now we're done. But I wouldn't have actually done this on the test. So to be clear, I would have used a different method because anytime they talk about number of solutions, I'm figuring out something about the lines here. It's a line, and so I'm thinking about slope. Specifically, whether the slopes are the same or different. Now here, I'm going to split this thing into two equations. And I'm going to have a y equals 10 and y equals 2x plus 4. And I'm going to compare the slopes. Well, y equals 10, that's a weird equation. Let me write that another way. Another way to write that is y equals 0x plus 10, right? Because if I want to get everything into y equals mx plus b format so I can compare the components, it'd be weird to kind of not have a slope. It's always there. There always is a slope. It's just whether or not it shows up in the equation that it changes. And so here, the fact is, these are different slopes now. And anytime we have lines with different slopes, it doesn't matter what they are. If they're different, they have exactly one solution. That's it. Doesn't matter what the y-intercepts are either. Just matters what the slopes are. So that's important to know. That's how I actually would have thought about it on the test. And notice that does not lead me into any possibility of solving for x. I'm not trying to. And the reason I think that's so bad to try to do is if they asked for, if it was a situation where there are no solutions or infinitely many solutions, trying to solve for x would be literally a waste of time. There would be no value of x. You would end up with an equation that almost doesn't make sense, something like 6 equals 4. And so that's just hard for the brain. But if you understand what these questions are asking and you understand the path to get the answer is pretty consistently going to run through y equals mx plus b, then you don't have to worry about how weird it is to have an equation with no solution. It doesn't matter. We just kind of are following a much more robotic process. And I like that kind of stuff in the SAT because there's going to be lots of questions we can't be robotic. And so we want to save that part of our brain for when we really need to be clever. For the rest, yeah, we just want to kind of go with the flow.